Hey coaches, this is Clifton Puckett. I'm responsible for the training of the football officials for Etowah Valley. James Arnold had the idea that this year we take some of the training videos we use for our officials and translate them into a training video for the coaches. It's just that we have 5 or 6 plays here, and it's just some things that we noticed that maybe you guys could use as teaching points and things that we are looking for as officials when it comes to some of these plays. The first one involves a spearing that happened in a game last week. We're going to watch the quarterback as he keeps the ball and runs up the middle. Number 6, right there, he's going to come down and lead with the crown of his helmet into the back of the quarterback, and then he's going to get up and taunt him a little bit. We got the taunting call. We did not get the spearing. This is a miss by us that we should have got. As you see, as he comes in, he's going to lower his helmet and lead with the crown of the helmet. His face is looking straight at the ground. That's one indicator we look at. And he's just going to make contact in the back of the quarterback with that helmet. So this said, this is a spearing. We should have got it. And we have we're going to have a couple more targeting fouls to look at. Again, these are plays that we should targeting that we should have got. First one's going to be we watch the middle linebacker right there. You already see he's got his head down. He's looking down the ground. He's leading with the crown of the helmet, and then he's just going to make impact to the running back's helmet. Typically with the running backs, it is hard to see sometimes with running backs falling down or lowering his head to absorb the impact. Sometimes it's hard to really get the targeting, but in this one, before the running back even lowers, this defender already has his head lowered and he's already come down the crown of the helmet. He's going to make forcible contact above the shoulders. Again, that's the targeting that we should have gotten. Another game is going to be the same thing. We're going to look at, I think, the middle linebacker again. No, safety. These two where the arrows are. Again, he's lowering his helmet, leading with the crown of the helmet, and he's going to make forcible contact to the helmet. Another thing we look for is there an attempt to wrap up and make an actual tackle. Here and in the previous one, actually both previous ones, there was no attempt at a tackle. It was just lower the head and go. And one thing we look for an attempt to wrap up. So these are all targetings or spearings that we should have got. Next couple of plays involve catch, no catch. A couple of years ago, Georgia High School or National Federation redid their catch rules. So now what we want the receiver to catch the ball, possess it, come down the ground, and maintain possession all the way down to the ground. We really kind of think of it as, if any of you guys are familiar with baseball or anything like that, umpire, there's a swipe tag, will say, show me the ball. A similar fashion, the receiver needs to be able to get up and show the ball to the official. If they can't do that, then we more than likely have an incomplete pass. Here he'll come down to the ground, but he does not survive the ground with the ball. We got an end zone view. We might be able to get a better look at it. It looks like he's reaching for it, or reaching to get some extra yards, and that's where the ball comes out. Even so, it's still an incomplete pass, and it should have been ruled as such on the field. This play is a little trickier and a little harder to call, and this one more falls into the philosophy of no cheap turnovers. Receiver's going to catch it in stride, and the ball is going to come out soon afterward. The official here originally initials incomplete pass, and then later he ruled a completion, fumble, and then the fumble went out of bounds, so there would be a touchback. That was the original ruling on the. That's what they reversed to. but we should have went with the initial call as an incomplete pass, and end zone view may give a little better view of it. It's hard to tell if he really ever had control of it. Even so, it was pretty quick to come out. And again, philosophy there, no cheap turnovers. This one is more of a procedural call. Make sure if you have two in motion, you have one back set for a good second before the other one comes in motion. This one's close. I think we may have called it illegal motion on the field, but just make sure you give us a good 1 second pause. You know, association, you're going to get different officials. We try to be consistent across the state, but you guys know better than anyone, some officials are going to be a little more tight on that 1 second call than others. Here we're going to have, looks like the sort of swinging gate on an extra point. Remember, for a snap to be legal, the snapper has to have his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage. It has to be one continuous motion, and the ball has to go backwards. And the snapper has to have his hand on the ball for at least 1 second. Here's close. It's really close to a second. It is backwards. His shoulders are parallel to the line of scrimmage, but whether or not his hand is on the ball for a full second is a little uncertain. And then also it looks like he gives a slight step to the right before he snaps the ball. That would also be a false start. It needs to be one continuous motion. Whenever you do trick plays like this, we really officiate them a little tighter. They almost need to be perfect. And this one is close to it. The second snap is a little clearer, as in it is legal. The snapper has his hand on there just a tad bit longer, and we don't have that step before he slings the ball backwards. It is one continuous motion. So if you're going to do this play, this is more like how we want it ran. That's all for this week. I hope you guys got something out of this. We're going to try and do this pretty frequently, every week if we can. As always, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask us. We try to be transparent, try to be approachable. So if you ever have anything you want to ask us about calling the field or a rule, please feel free to ask us. Thanks, and good luck this Friday.